To paraphrase a very fortunate American lumberjack, we play in the bowl games to which we are invited, not the bowl games that we wish we were playing in or hope to play in on another day. The Aztecs football team is thus in the midst of preparations for the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl on the Friday after Christmas, facing the number 25 North Texas Green Meanies. I know, they're actually the Mean Green, but going forward, their Delta Tau Chi name is the Green Meanies. There I go, mixing my cultural references yet again. Steve Perez here with Louis Weiner, Aztecs All In. We continue on with the wishing and etc. bit. We play with the quarterbacks we have as well. More on that momentarily, but for the moment, we say hello across several time zones to our Aztecs All In compatriot, Louis Weiner. I'll have to shout this out loudly since he is so far away, right? Hello, Louis. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, Steve, from chilly Boston, where my dad is celebrating his 90th birthday, with the Aztecs notching their first conference win of the season.
Many happy returns to your Padre, Louis. Time now, though, for some Aztecs bowl season football, blah, blah, blah. And for that, we go to the Aztecs All In SportsWire. Once again, actually, courtesy of good old-fashioned beat reporting by one Mr. Kirk DeKenney of the San Diego Union-Tribune. But going forward, KDK's Delta Tau Chi name is the Aztecs All In SportsWire. And it concerns the issue of the Aztecs starting quarterback for the New Mexico Bowl. Season-long number 2 guy, Bert Emanuel Jr., not the season-long incumbent, Jaden Denigal. He underwent surgery on his left shoulder, the one he injured against Stony Brook in the Aztecs' first game of the season. He played the entire season with a bad left wing. Had it in what looked sort of like a brace, but what the Aztecs All In SportsWire described as a protective harness. But he soldiered on because he's right-handed. The injury itself, at least when it became noticeable to people watching, it didn't look like much. He just came down on it. And he showed a little pained expression after hitting the ground, getting up, left the game, returned, toughed it out. Never heard anything much more about it publicly for the entire 12-game regular season. But this injury was such that it required surgery on Wednesday and missing the bowl game. Coach Lewis says he practiced, they had a conversation, and settled collectively together that the time was right now for the procedure in order to recover fully for next season. That's the Aztecs' first in the newly expanded, reformed Pac-12. Spring practice for that starts March 2026. As for Emanuel, the Central Michigan junior transfer did not see an overabundance of live game action this season, mostly in mop-up mode or when Denigal was out for brief periods getting worked on after getting banged up. Emanuel was 5 of 9 passing, 37 yards. He had 22 carries for 102 yards to take advantage of his running talent. His last official start was September 23rd, 2023 against South Alabama. He also battled the injury bug in his last season with the Chippewas. Lewis hyping it as Emanuel's shot to shine, and it's what he came to San Diego State for. So the Aztecs secondary is banged up too. Corners like Chris Johnson rehabbing and eyeing his draft prospects. Bryce Phillips reportedly looking at entering the TP. So it's next man up mode there. It's what you do. It's football. North Texas playing games at QB as well. Their number 1, Drew Mestamaker, had a monster season. The team coming up short in their conference championship game. They had a chance to be part of the college football playoffs had they won. The conventional wisdom there was he would skip the bowl game instead of risking injury prior to joining the TP when it opens January 2nd. After all, the Mean Greens coach Eric Morris has already left the program in favor of running things at Oklahoma State. Now the word is no, Mestamaker will play. That's according to reporting from the Denton Record Chronicle, or as we like to call it, the Aztecs All In SportsWire. He claims he hasn't thought much about transferring all season long and is practicing as if he were going to play against the Aztecs. From the the Aztecs All In SportsWire, you get an inkling of the money being dangled in front of potential starting quarterbacks in the so-called autonomous 4 grouping. And that's from proven quarterbacks at the G5 level. Supposedly, last year's starting QB for the Mean Green turned down $500,000 in revenue sharing in favor of $1 million plus payday from Virginia. In Mestamaker, you're talking the American Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Year, who riddled opposing defenses for 4,100 yards passing and 31 touchdowns. Against Charlotte, he set school and conference records for most passing yards in a single game when he tossed for 608 yards. Mestamaker's performance proves the whole recruiting process is indeed something shoot. He started his career at North Texas as a walk-on, and in fact, he won the national award for Best Former Walk-On, the Burlsworth Trophy. Anyways, these days we know for sure, if you see him take the field on game day for his squad that is 11-2, you'll know that he's going to play. Louis says focus on the house, not your neighbors. It's not a bad idea because even though the chaos of the coaching carousel and the TP is for real, so is the evolution under Louis. From rebuild to solid rebound moving into the Pac-12. And speaking of real estate, the Louis mantra is either you outpace the changing property values or you get left behind. In the locker room, that means seeking to build a family vibe that holds around the holiday dinner table year after year. Now, program followers on Aztec Mesa, like most fans, they want it all. They want it all done yesterday, but so far, I haven't seen any anonymous posters break out their wallets. Meantime, the Aztecs will jet to Albuquerque on Christmas Eve for the 27th kickoff. The bottom line is San Diego State is primed for a statement. You win, it's a Pac-12 teaser. Lose, it's still a foundation year. Speaking of which, Coach Lou met the media on Thursday, and we thank San Diego State for the sound. Here's Louis talking about what he calls a neat opportunity against North Texas on December 27th in the New Mexico Bowl.
I mean, outside of the CFP games, right, the combination of 20 total wins is the most wins out of all of bowl season. Again, it's a great opportunity to go play. Really excited about the way that our guys have approached it. Anytime that you can earn more time, right, by the work that you've done in the regular season is really, truly special. So, yeah, great matchup, unique opportunity. That's the beauty of bowl season, right? You get the opportunity to go have these matchups, you know, hey, Mountain West against the American and two great teams that were, you know, at the top of their leagues to go have good quality coaching, good quality players, to go have a great competition, go spend some extra time in a part of the country that I haven't spent a whole lot of time in, a lot of our kids haven't spent a whole lot of time in, so you get to experience the culture. I'm excited for a little green chili, right, some interactions, and you know, to get to know their staff a little bit more intimately and to spend some time with them and to go compete. It's a lot of fun. It's a good reward for a job well done.
So the historians in the house point to what happens if the Aztecs can win a double-digit win season for just the 13th time in 105 years. Louis adhered to the climb metaphor this season. There are setbacks in any climb, which, by the way, never ends. And now with the Pac-12 move looming larger than ever, this bowl serves as a solid launch pad against the top passer. Maybe a chance at redemption in Albuquerque, where the Aztecs faltered against the Lobos in double OT to miss out on hosting their final Mountain West Championship by that much. What's that? This is an audio podcast, you say? So no one can see my thumb and my forefinger just an inch apart? Well, that's what I just did, in case you missed it. The hope is Aztecs defense will be ready for the challenge this time around. You contain that mean green passing game, use the Aztecs solid run game to exploit gaps in its defense, generate explosive plays whenever possible. Louis says it's all about adapting in today's college football game.
You know, with all the change that's occurring around us, like, your rate of learning and your rate of adaptation better be greater than that. Otherwise, if you don't evolve, you're going to die. Like, that's just a simple fact of what it is.
So this trip hits during the holidays. Aztecs will fly out Christmas Eve for that December 27 kickoff, and Louis billing it as a family affair. Business with a blend of green chili immersion, as we said before.
We're going to make sure by the end of the week that we all write our notes to the North Pole so that Santa knows where to deliver the gifts on Christmas Day. And then we'll make sure that, you know, we spend some time, all right, to prioritize, obviously, the season and where we're at. And, you know, it's a unique thing that we get to do, right, to where I think unless you're immersed in it and you live it, a lot of people don't understand how close this football family is, right? And family is always critically important to us within our program. Like, there's not a work-life balance. Like, I don't think that exists. There's got to be a blend between the two. So our kids are always around. Our significant others are always around. And we've been very fortunate to, adopt all these young men as our sons. And so we'll put our arms around them and then make sure when we get back that we help them with the logistics of travel so that they can get back to their families as well and be able to spend that time together. But we'll have some fun with it. The Bowl is going to do an unbelievable job talking to the executives down there and the people who have set things up for us to make it a truly special experience for our guys, given the timing of it all, and that we'll be there, for this holiday.
It's that bond that appears to be helping fuel the Aztecs' rise under Louis. You got to hand it to him. It was a confident, optimistic bunch going into the season, and they weren't just trying to sell the fans a bill of goods. They delivered on it. All right, let's close this out with a final note about the New Mexico Fair. At the dinner table, not just about green chilies, guys. You get a chance to order the enchiladas in New Mexico. The veteran move is to ask for the Christmas tree. One green sauce, the other red. Good to hear they're going to be a few days early and hopefully better acclimated to that thin Albuquerque air by game time. So, Louis, that's football. What's the hoops lowdown?
Steve, if Aztecs basketball fans were hoping they'd have a better sense of this season's men's team after the conference opener against Air Force, well, the answer is mixed. You can take the first half and see the Aztecs led by just 3 against one of the worst teams in the country, or you can take the second half where the Aztecs turned a 3-point lead into a 23-point victory. Either way, the Aztecs are 1-0 in conference play and now 6-3 for the season, with a game against highly ranked Arizona coming up. Checking the box score, you wonder how the Aztecs won this game by more than 20, with starters Miles Byrd and Reese Dixon Waters combining to shoot just 2 of 16 from the field for a total of 4 points with 4 turnovers. Well, you'd have to look closer at the box score and see that off-the-bench spark plug B.J. Davis scored 19 points despite shooting just 1 of 6 in the first half. It was a Jekyll and Hyde type of game for the Aztecs, who shot just 39% in the first half, but a scorching 68% in the second half. This has been a weird season for the Aztecs, who have played just 9 games overall and only 3 games in the past 21 days. With Coach Brian Dutcher playing basically an 11-man rotation, he's still trying to figure out how to get the most out of his players in certain situations. While he has the luxury of subbing out starters who are struggling, there's less of an opportunity to work through chemistry issues if those starters aren't in the game. Regardless, the Aztecs were able to pull out a 23-point win in a game they were favored to win by 24. And yes, Steve, the metrics do matter. The Aztecs currently sit at 83 in the NCAA net ranking, and they really do need to take advantage of future Quad 1 chances if they have any hope of getting an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. The Arizona game is the first opportunity, and they'll have at least 5 other chances in road conference play. But right now they're taking it 1 game at a time, and a win over Air Force is as good a start as any.
I hate playing Air Force. I don't sleep for a week trying to prep for all their stuff, and Joe Scott's a really good coach. He has a really young team. But most games they played this year, they're in the game. You look up and it's close with 4 or 5 minutes to go, and they haven't been able to close enough of them out because they're young. So the fact that we were only up 3 at halftime is not a surprise. I told them last year at the timeout I was sitting at them with, we were behind 20-8 to Air Force last year. So we know how good they are, how hard they are to play. And they played a different zone. They played a 3-2 zone I hadn't seen a whole lot of. Played the 1-1-3, played switching man. And we're just trying to cut and play free and share the ball. And we had 27 assists on 31 baskets. That's unheard of. That's really good basketball. We shot 68% the second half. Our defense was solid. Our ball screen coverage wasn't very good, and it'll have to be a lot better against Arizona on Saturday, but it will be. I thought we weren't very good on ball screens, fouled too much and didn't protect the rim. And so always things to grow on. The thing I like best now is we're playing games. I'm so tired of practice. They're so tired of practice. We had 3 games in 21 days. So all we're doing is practicing, and it's just grating on everybody. They're tired of hearing us. I'm tired of watching them in practice some days. And so we have to play somebody else, and we did. So we're playing games. We played today, we play Saturday, we play Monday, and then we'll take a couple days off for Christmas. We'll come back, and we'll be in the Mountain West grind, 2 games a week. We don't have a bye week until February.
Steve, this is where the Aztecs schedule really ramps up. They'll now play 5 games in the next 17 days, including Arizona, and then conference games against San Jose State, Boise State, and Nevada. Finally, Steve, the women's basketball team is off to a good start in conference play. They are 1-0 and 7-3 overall after defeating Fresno State 63-53 on the road. They held the Bulldogs to just 29% shooting and had 4 players score in double figures, led by Naomi Panganaban with 15. The Aztecs shot 41% from 3. Their next conference game is Saturday against Boise State at home. And that will do it for this edition of Aztecs All In. We, of course, want to wish you all the happiest of holidays. Please subscribe or follow wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And follow us on the X at Aztecs_all_in for late-breaking Aztecs news. So, until next time, for Steve Perez, I'm Louis Weiner. So long.